Woof. Okay, this is the third time I'm writing a script for this video. See, first it was gonna be what's wrong with Pokémon Sword and Shield, but everyone pretty much already did that and I didn't feel like I could add a lot to that. So then it was gonna be competitive Pokémon in Sword and Shield is actually really good, where I wanted to take a positive take on the otherwise quite mediocre games, highlighting an aspect that I genuinely and quite surprisingly found very enjoyable. But before I managed to get all the skits ready, that competitive flame in me had already died out. Hey everyone, it's me, Phostus, with PH, just like Phantom, Phamphi, and Furpfu. So yeah, this video was stuck in limbo for a bit, with a bunch of things I wanted to say but no strong through line to connect all these thoughts. Until later, I was thinking about my favorite games. I never managed to successfully make a top 10 of personal favorite games, not neatly ordered anyway, but I do have a fairly clear idea of which games should appear in my top 10. One of which being Pokémon. But here's what I've been stuck on. Pokémon as a franchise has been hugely important and influential to me in my life. It has brought me countless hours of joy with the games, but also with the entire concept as a whole. For nearly 2 decades now, I've been hooked on Pokémon, albeit on and off in waves, but still. But I can't put a whole franchise in my top 10 games, that's cheating, I guess. So if I had to pick one game that represents the entire franchise for me, which one would be my favorite and earn a spot in this top 10? See, that's where I got stuck, because even though I've played every generation and their reboots, there isn't a single game that on its own I consider good enough to make it into my top 10. So here we are. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this and find out why I think Pokémon is so amazing and also why I think it's not, at least on a personal level. By the end of this I might have a game from the franchise to put in my top 10, or maybe I won't think as highly of Pokémon as I used to. Sometimes when you really take a good look at things, they disappoint. I am a fly. See these 2 gross eyeballs? Well, each of them has about 4,000 ommatidia, which is like an eye within my eye. Every one of those eyes performs independently. I can see anything, anytime, anywhere. Are you fucking serious? Strong point. Character design. I think this is pretty much a no-brainer. Through all the generations and games, one thing Game Freak consistently nailed every single time is the design of these Pokémon. You have a favorite Pokémon, even if you've never played the games, you have a favorite. You've seen some of these creatures in your life and at least one of them has stolen your heart. That's just a fact. There is such a large variety in creatures that it is so easy to pick a couple that fit your style. Maybe you're into cool Pokémon, or cute ones, or weird ones, or underrated ones. There are roughly 1,000 designs of Pokémon now, taking regional variants into account. And yet still it's so easy to spot whether or not you're looking at a Pokémon or something else. I'm no character design expert, so I'm not quite sure where the magic in this lies, but this balance between a consistent tone among the creatures combined with an extensive variety has to be one of the main reasons why people get so absorbed into Pokémon. Who wouldn't want to travel far and wide to teach Pokémon the power that's inside? Hey guys, it's me, Phostus, with another Pokémon Go vlog. I'm in some government off-limits side, but I'm pretty sure I saw Mewtwo or something in here. So we're gonna check if we can find him here. I think it might even be Mew 3. Oh shit! Oh, I forgot to turn the sound off. Oh, but I think he's here actually. Yeah, I found him. Oh, we gotta get out of here. In an interview, Ken Sugimori mentioned that when they were designing the first generation of Pokémon, they took into account that all these Pokémon will first appear as enemies, but will eventually become your friend. With this in mind, every Pokémon is designed to be lovable in some way. Even the creepy ones can be considered your partner once you get used to them. And it works! My favorite Pokémon is Heracross, a bug. But I don't like this. So why do I like this? Why do I get so happy when I catch an anchor and steering helm looking thing? And I'm like, what the heck is this? It's grass and ghosts? Wasn't it water and steel or whatever? And then you learn that the actual Pokemon is not the anchor, but it's the green seaweed that's wrapped around it. And oh, I love it. That's just, it's so amazing. I really wish Nintendo would make a sequel to Pokemon Snap, where you went around wild areas to snap pictures of Pokemon. It was just so cool to see these Pokemon live and play in their own ecosystem, figure out how they work and live and eat and whatnot. That's actually another thing Sugimori mentions about designing Pokemon. He puts thought into how a Pokemon would survive in the wild. The design of the Pokemon is definitely one of the franchise's strong points. I'd argue that it's by far its strongest. I can talk shit about Sword and Shield all I like, but these Pokemon designs are on point, they're brilliant. Look at this. Look at this. It's amazing. I wish I was a Pokemon professor so I could go out into the wild and discover new species. Oh, it's a new Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that's not discovered before. I'm a Pokemon professor, and I found a Pokemon that is not discovered before, and now I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna give it a name. Fucking Beautyfly. What? Whoa! Oh my god! Oh Arceus! It said its name, and it said Beautyfly, which is it used its snout to say that, and it said Beautyfly, which is it's a combination of beautiful and butterfly, even though I don't know what the fuck a butterfly is apparently, but it's beaut, and it's so weird that its name is exactly describing what it is and that it can say it. It's almost as if it's the only reason it says its name is to help little kids remember the name of 1,000 dumbass creatures. It's so Nintendo. Weak point. Gameplay. Fucking all of it. Alright, let's get controversial. Let's get some people angry in the comments. I don't think the main series Pokemon games have great gameplay. I don't even think they have good gameplay. I think they have passable gameplay. This is quite a hard thing for me to say, really, it hurts a little. I've been playing these games individually for dozens, sometimes hundreds of hours, and across all generations I'm quite sure it's within the thousands. So trust me when I say it hurts me more than anyone, when I have to admit that the primary gameplay loops in Pokemon are just kinda shit. And it's hard to figure out and pinpoint what it is exactly, because I think it's more something that was already in the original games, but just became more apparent as other RPGs moved on and evolved and Pokemon just kinda kept doing the same thing. But let's see if I can explain to you what I think are my main 3 gripes with the gameplay. First being that the gameplay is incredibly slow. Look at this, maybe I'm exploring a cave or just walking through a grassy field, when all of a sudden I'm hit with the jingle for a wild Pokemon. So I have to wait for the jingle, wait for the Pokemon to appear, do its cry, then I'm not done yet, no, I need to throw out my Pokemon, needs to do its cry, whoa, look at that, and only now I'm allowed to play the game. It just takes way too long. And the newer games sorta have found a way around that, especially in Sword and Shield. I think you're all familiar with this. I am able to walk around the Pokemon, well, at least if I'm able to. And that is actually a lot better. That's a lot more enjoyable, but don't forget that these are the same games that introduced max rate battles, where I select the only attack that makes sense, being the super effective one, and then I have to wait for like a solid 2 minutes. 3 seconds of gameplay versus 2 minutes of me doing absolutely fucking nothing but watching poor animations on screen. That's not good game design. That's not good game design in any game. And then there's the endless talking. Holy shit, do people talk in these games, especially in later generations. It's insulting, really. You're stuck in this endless loop of people saying the most boring shit in the world to you, when finally you are told to go to the building right next to this one. So you're given back control of your character for like a precious 2 seconds, before being halted by some fucker who's showing you directions to the next fucking building. You could have a goldfish play this game and even they would feel patronized. Are your Pokémon just a little too cute and happy for you? Do you want to show the world how edgy you truly are? Well, worry no longer as I present to you Dark-type. In dire need of a typing for your regional variant? Bam! Dark-type. Does your Mega Evolution look dumber than its original? Schwaping! Now it's cool, now they won't make fun of you. Did you accidentally make another firefighting starter? You dummy, you fucking tool, you talentless fuck nugget. Well, worry no more, cause Dark-type is here to save the day. If you order now, it'll come with a free Psychic typing to slap on your legendaries. Every legendary. Dark typing, weak to bug for some reason. Alright, so now that already half of the diehard Pokemon fanbase is using their home claws to prepare my guillotine, I might as well commit. My second gripe is that these games are too simple. Way too simple. I bet a 2-year-old could beat them. In fact, where did I put that goldfish? All Pokemon is slapping 4 differently typed damage moves on your goon and then spamming whichever hit is super effective. Not even that. How many of you got through your first Pokemon game as a kid effectively only using your starter? Because the little fuck gets so overleveled that you wreck everything even if it's at a disadvantage. And it's such a shame because there is such a variety of strategies to find when you get into competitive. And absolutely none of that is found in the base game. Let's be real here. Type advantages alone are simply not fun enough to hold up the combat. It can serve as the core, sure, it does so in competitive gameplay, but it can't be the sole form of interaction. I really don't get how the designers, after more than 2 decades of making this shit, haven't figured out something more fun. Even just type matchups is executed horribly. We're 8 generations in and we still have single typed gyms.
Ooh, I'm Infer Noel, the fire gym leader. I specialize in fire types. Oh, is that a cup of fucking water? Okay, here's the gym badge. Goodbye.
There's like 1,000 Pokemon now. Can you at least be a little creative with these gyms? How about a cat-themed gym? Or snakes? Or Pokemon with a shell or something? A construction site? A farm? A masculine Pokemon gym, a feminine Pokemon gym, a genderless Pokemon gym, a YouTuber gym where all you have to do is subscribe to Phostus to get the badge. I mean it. Click the button, you'll get a badge. I'll find you. I could think of these gym ideas in like 5 minutes and there's literally infinite possibilities now. You're telling me that a paid team of experienced game designers can't come up with anything better than the same fucking thing we were doing in 1996? You'd have to be dumber than the fly in the first sketch. What? How? Going in is harder than out. Alright, I've really lost my temper now, and I expect an exploding Voltorb through my window any second, so let's just continue with my last gripe. These games are way too linear. My best memories with the games are actually the parts where I get to explore myself on my own initiative, aside from the main path often. Remember like Seashell Cave in Ruby and Sapphire, and how depending on the tide you can explore it by walking around or surfing. I remember I could finally catch a Spheal and a Snorunt, but no one is forcing you to go there. You don't need to visit that area at all to finish the games. No one is guiding you, talking every step of the way, and it's no one-dimensional cave either. You can get lost in there if you don't pay attention. All that wonder is lost in the newer games. You're just being dragged along and you push the button whenever they tell you to. That whole sense of adventure the game tries to emulate has gotten more and more lost over the generations. I've heard more people make an argument for an open world Pokemon. And I really agree that that would be the way to go for the franchise. Like, why the fuck do I have to wait 6 or 7 gyms or whatever before I can add my cutest boy Swine up to my party?
Oh, but if they do that, you'll encounter Pokemon and trainers that are way too strong for you.
Who cares? Who cares? That's how adventure works. You enter a new town and it has a new gym and you enter and you get fucking destroyed. So you go back to training, explore some regions that are more fit for your level, and then return to claim your victory. I feel so fucking stripped from any form of agency in these games. I can only play the way the game wants me to play, and it doesn't leave room for memorable moments that can be created by my own sense of wanderlust. I don't want someone telling me what to do.
Go play with your sister, Billy.
Dad, I don't want to play with her. All she talks about is cats. She just sits on that bench all day.
Hear it, Billy.
She's fat as
Go play.
fuck.
What did you just say?
Okay, no, I'm
What
sorry.
did you just
I'm
say?
sorry,
Go play with your sister. Go play with your sister or you're grounded forever.
Fine. So, what's up? I saw a picture of a cat in a box and it was really cute. That was a big one. I have more actually, but I'll hold off on that. I still love these games. Really, I promise I love these games. So let's get to another positive point. I'll think of one. Play the jingle. Strong point. World building. The world of Pokémon is so fucking cool. Walking through all the different regions and each having their own unique look and feel, and every area is different. The desert in Hoenn, the volcano in Alola, the fairy forest in Galar with like a whole town in it as well. Walking around to discover which cool Pokémon live there, and you're now able to catch them and train them. It's awesome. Emerging from a cave onto a route covered in snow and thinking, yes, now I can catch some icy boys. That's where this monster collecting genre really shines. And I cannot understate the importance of the music in helping this world come to life. This music, it's magnifique. It should really be a strong point on its own, but I can't say anything else about it other than that it's beautiful and that I love it to death. Every route and every city you walk through comes to life with the tunes coming through your shitty 3DS speakers. And battle themes are so exciting that it's pretty much the only reason you're on the edge of your seat, because if it was for the gameplay, you'd be asleep instead.
Oh, it's hitting me. Oh, I get it now. Oh, I'm transcending.
Whoa. Wait, what? A Dunsparce? Really? Alright, well, anyway, I get it now. I finally get why I love and hate Pokémon games at the same time. I don't really love the game so much as I love the concept of Pokémon. Little magical animal-like creatures to befriend and capture. That's a journey I want to go on. That's a world I want to live in. But the games seem to fall short on delivering on that promise of adventure, especially the later titles. What is upsetting me is that itching feeling of unfulfilled promise and potential. These games, I will always love them in some way, and the memories I have with them I will treasure forever, really. But looking at them separately from what I'm making them up to be in my head, I just can't justify putting them among the best games I've ever played. That doesn't mean I think they're bad, just good. Nice. I really hope Game Freak starts changing their attitude towards the main series games and starts putting in the time and effort to make them as great as they really can be. If any franchise deserves it, it really is Pokémon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see if I can wait. What is that? Oh my god!